It's time to introduce the players. We're going to start with somebody that didn't let the pandemic slow him down. This is a player that played tournament after tournament after tournament, despite difficulties, in order to reach his goals and his dreams. A very young player from New York, Hans Niemann.
I don't think I never stopped until in time pressure. I was just, the clear breakthrough was very difficult. But it was obvious that I had an advantage the entire game.
Right. Take us a little bit through what you consider were the problematic moments. You were trying to break through throughout most of the game. You got this really nice bind on.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, so here, okay. Of course, it gives +1, and okay, this is like low depth, anyways. But you can just continue rook e7, bishop b2. Like
it's not the low depth. It's 40.
Yeah, but the Lichess engine is a bit weird sometimes.
Okay.
But bishop b3, queen f4, yeah.
This is your first real incursion into the elite of chess at the classical time control. How does it feel, the preparation on how to play differently than, for example, the tournament that you played in Miami or other tournaments in which you've played a rapid time control against this best of the best players?
Well, I enjoy this much more because I feel like I'm able to show my best chess here. You know, it's very serious preparation, and just the conditions and everything is just so much better. These rapid events can be quite dependent on your form, and things can go, there's more variance, I'd say, in rapid. But I'm very happy to be here, of course, and to play these players. You know, I expected maybe to be a little bit more intimidated, but I feel right at home here. So I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the tournament.
Sounds good.
But the bright side now is I should be staying in America for quite a bit, and obviously St. Louis is much better than Ankara, Turkey, no offense, but that place is absolutely miserable.
No offense, I'm sure. Well, thank you, Hans, for joining us here and the commentary, and good luck in the rest of your games.
Thank you. This position, okay, the fact that d5 is the best move and d6, it's very counterintuitive, yeah, because your eyes are just looking at this this king.
Right.
He played a5, which is a mistake. Yeah. Oh, and now I'm better. Yeah. Okay, so I should have played queen h4 first. Okay, fine. But bishop g2, and now I was just in control. Yeah. Queen h4.
Yes.
And I played, queen d4 is also very precise. Okay, very nice. Rook b7. Taking a5. Oh, wow, I played so well.
You seem so surprised with yourself.
Well, when you're going down on time, it's like, the thing is that in these first two games, I know my opponents are playing terribly, you know? I'm like, what are these guys doing? I thought they're supposed to be top players. So I'm trying to punish. And no, of course, yeah, this is all correct. Yeah, rook eb8, but he was just way too optimistic.
Well, Hans, this is your first win against the 2750 plus. What does that do for your mood?
It's okay, but it's not a surprise to me that I'm beating these players. So perhaps, you know, when I've improved quite a lot lately, so I've sort of become numb to these rapid changes. For me, in my mind, I'm already, you know, a top player. So. Winning a game confirms that, but my confidence, of course, can be strengthened by such a win, but confidence comes from commitment and hard work, so not just winning.
The man of the hour.
Certainly the man of the hour, 2.5 out of 3. A dream start for you, Hans. Give us your opinion.
It's not bad, yeah. He played quite poorly, so. I didn't do anything special. He just went, well, okay, I think I played quite well. But I was actually very fortunate that this opening came on the board, and I looked at this today. And
you guessed this opening today?
No, I didn't guess it, but for some miracle, I had checked this today. And it's like, it's such a ridiculous miracle that I don't even remember why I checked it. I just, when I saw, I just remembered h6 and everything after this, and I have no idea why I would check such a ridiculous thing, but I checked it, and I even knew that the bishop e6 is just very good. Like, it's so ridiculous that I checked it, but...
So you actually, this morning, had this position?
Yeah, even farther.
Where did it stop?
Well, okay, you should play bishop f6.
Here in this position?
Yeah, well, on a different sub-variation, it goes farther. So, no, let's say, not rook d1, this is a mistake. So I knew this is a mistake. So, and then... I think I vaguely remember after h6, I think even a queen h4 might be a move here.
Queen h4 right now.
Yeah, what does it say? What does the engine say? Okay, it's not here. Okay, maybe I remember some queen h4, but yeah, okay. After bishop e6, it's just quite difficult.
Yeah.
But still, I think I played really well. I was very happy. You know, I had some great. Let's go. I want to enjoy it. You know?
It's your show, man.
It's really nuanced. You know, like let's.
Where do we go?
Just from bishop e6.
That's it.
Okay.
Actually, it doesn't think it knows, but it's difficult, of course.
To say that bishop c4 is a draw is like the most computer thing ever. Like, I guarantee you, turn the engine off. You ask 100 grandmasters, bishop c4, rook a4, e5, rook a4. What is the evaluation? Like maybe 99 will say it's lost. Like, I don't even want you to explain it to me, because then it will just I will lose my humanity.
Okay. Well, let's keep your humanity. So let's keep going.
Like,
a4 was
like if you want to explain to me that bishop c4 is a draw, like, you know, then you should just. I'm not a chess player anymore, right? Because like, come on, like bishop c. Okay, let's just show it for a second, yeah.
Okay,
like,
I thought you wanted to keep your humanity.
Bishop c4, rook c4, e5, rook a4. Yes. Okay, like this is the classic thing. You get b5, you hold it, then you go king f6. Like this is not a draw. I don't care what the computer says. It's not a draw.
All right, I understand.
Okay, we can continue. And then after this, so if you're saying that, so basically the basis of everything is some, you know, of knight c4 being a stake then it's the best move in my opinion.
Would it surprise you to know that this position is actually holdable for white?
Okay, but again, you know, we're speaking different languages here. Right?
Well, let's take a look. So bishop d5 was his choice. What else were you expecting in this position?
Well, so there's rook takes b7, yeah. But yeah. So here there are some nuances here. So first there's two moves, knight g5 and rook d2.
Correct.
So rook d2 I thought was very nice. And at this moment, okay, let's first check knight g5 because I want to show why I didn't like it.
Okay, knight g5.
Yeah, bishop d5, knight h3.
Yeah, bishop d5 actually does lose for white.
Well, then, okay, then I'm not. I played well. Yeah.
No, we're not saying you didn't play well. You beat Magnus Carlsen.
No. Okay. But yeah, so this bishop d5, knight h3, king f1, rook f2, king. I evaluated this as very close, but I thought it should be winning.
This one.
Check, and then rook h3, yes.
And then rook h3, yes.
Yes. So I was like, okay, if this isn't winning, then you know, what to do.
Correct. Well said. All right. So, but after bishop d5, you definitely played perfectly in this position.
Yeah, that's true,
yeah. Yeah, when did you know for sure that you had it in the bag? Actually, in this position after rook d2, sorry, I actually made a mistake, king g6. Again, this rook endgame was apparently, yeah, I know, 0-0.
But still, you know, we're not communicating here. It's like a failed relationship, you know. You're looking at one thing, and I'm thinking about the practical, and you're just like, you know, hard. This is you know.
That's why they put me in front of the board.
Exactly.
And that's why you're there playing.
You know, we're just not. You know, if you tell me that, okay, when I'm making decisions and I see, okay, he can go for this. No, but actually, I wasn't even going to go for the rook endgame. Let me correct you. Rook f4. I have knight g5.
Okay. And then bishop g2.
And then king h5.
And then you were going for this. Okay, this was the idea, right?
Yeah, so this, I don't know how you're holding this, because I go king h4, I go h5, then I have threats, knight h3, I have b5 pushing. Like, this should be lost, no?
Should be.
Should be. But
should be.
again, sitting here with white, especially, it's just, and already he's demoralized, right?
Exactly.
Because, you know.
Tell us about the body language of the world champion at certain stages. Like, for example, here after reaching move 40, he actually didn't get up from the board like he normally does. He kept himself on the board.
Well, you know, he has little tics, you know, and I've noticed that. Okay, that's maybe, I should not use that word. He has mannerisms. Don't want to get canceled here. Mannerisms, please. Thank God I said that. I corrected myself. Mannerisms. So, you know, when I've played him, I noticed sometimes when he wants to assert dominance, he cracks a little smile. And he wasn't cracking many smiles, maybe one or two, and that made me feel very good. Because I just, again, of course, I grew up watching him. I've watched all of his interviews, and you know, and he said once in an interview that he spent more than 10 minutes on a move. That's a very bad sign, and he did that a lot this game. So that boosted my confidence. But I think, okay, even if there was a draw, I think he's just so demoralized because he's losing to such an idiot like me. You know, it's just it must be embarrassing for the world champion to lose to me. I feel bad for him. But still, you know, of course, I believe that especially these 3 games have encapsulated my strength and potential as a player. But you should know that I'm still improving. I'm still learning, and it's you don't become world champion in one day. It's a gradual process, and aware of that. It's you know, this chess thing is a very long marathon. That's what's going to take a very long time. So if I don't win this tournament, okay, who cares? The goal is not, okay, of course, winning tournaments, but the eventual goal is to improve, you know, chess and become world champion. Because in my opinion, I see it's sort of black and white for me, right? You know, I see a lot of players who have been top 10 for very long in their career, and you know, they're happy, you know, with cashing in. But for me, it's top 10 or all these things. It doesn't really mean much. I think in chess, the striving to be the greatest is for me the motivation. Of course, it's a long way to go, but to answer your question in a shorter way, of course, I would like to win the tournament. If I don't win the tournament, it happens. But again, the goal is to play good chess, and I'm doing that so far.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to bring in Peter and Yasser. Do you guys have any questions here for Hans?
We're not worthy.
Well,
well done, Hans. Well done.
I was specifically described as being not worthy as well. So I.
What? No, Peter, you're great.
Hans, we got to speak about the elephant in the room. You've asked to have some words. Floor's yours.
So there's been a lot of things that have been, you know, this social media stuff, and I just have a lot of things to say, and you know, I've thought a lot about what I want to say and how I'm going to say it, and I think I can just, you know, maybe I'll forget something, but let's just discuss a few things. So, first of all, my accent, you know, like, I'm sorry. This is just the first thing. This is just the most funny thing, because if you want me to speak like an American right now, I can't even tell. But for the last 2 years, I have lived in a suitcase, traveling around Europe, playing chess nonstop. I spend so much time working on chess that I simply don't go outside and socialize with people who speak fluent English. Like, this is just one thing I want to talk about. I'm just, before I say anything, like, I have spent the last 2 years not spending any time in America, and even when I'm in America, I don't go outside other when I pick up my food. I'm just too busy with chess. So all these things saying that, like, I'm faking an accent and that, like, I'm putting on some facade, that is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever said. And if anyone is using my newfound accent to make any conclusions about anything chess related is, like, absolutely insane. Because like, I don't spend any time in America. I only speak to chess players who have bad English. So you maybe think maybe it's a product of my environment. Okay, maybe that was a bit too, okay. And then, okay, first of all, the Magnus opening. Okay, now let's get to that. So people were saying that there was no idea why I checked this. Well, first of all, you know, people are absolute idiots because the explanation I'm going to give is going to make you all the top GMs look like total idiots. So the position, first of all, they said there was 0 game. There was a game. Check the database. There's this thing in chess called transpositions. Okay, now when he played the move a3, of course I'm expecting the move knight f3. Now let's say in the Catalan, no, let's show it because this is just embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing, and I'm sorry if I'm coming off hostile. It's just a passionate thing for me. So let's go to the, so after bishop. So let's say the Catalan. Let's say in the Catalan.
With the knight f3 with order, you mean?
Yeah. So let's say you play knight f3.
Okay.
d5, g3, bishop b4 check. Wait, there's a move knight c3 here, and then after castles, there's a move bishop g2, and after dc4, a3, bishop c3, bc3, c5. Here we have, in chess, we call it transposition. Now, let's say theoretically, Magnus has been playing quite a lot of Catalan recently. So perhaps I'm looking at the Catalan, and I'm thinking, how is Magnus going to surprise me in the Catalan? There's this weird move knight c3. I remember some instances where he's go for these weird structures. So this is a perfectly reasonable thing. And during the moment, I did not think about it because it was such a small part of my preparation. But simply, the pattern I recognized. And also, I spent 15 minutes after the move a3. The reason I spent 15 minutes after the move a3, I don't know if the timestamps are there.
They are actually.
Yeah, so how much, there was one moment where I spent,
8 minutes.
14,
Yeah.
8 minutes, okay. Anyways, I was thinking more from an hour 30. In general, I've spent 15 minutes. Now, after the move a3, and now I play dc4, at this point, since it's not a direct transposition, I should obviously take some time to make sure that the position is going to be transposed properly. Here, there's a move queen a4. I don't know, this is a move that I was concerned with in the game. But now there's bishop d7. I thought in the game queen takes c4, bishop c6, knight f3, and then I thought knight to d7. He plays castles. I thought bishop to d5, and then I play c5. And then I thought this was my plan. So I understood, at least not in most precise way, but I understood that there was going to be the move knight f3, thus leading to a transposition. So this is why I took some time. People are saying that I'm taking time and that I'm making up that I meant. Like, I checked it because it's a transposition. I'm spending extra time to make sure that the transposition is correct because it's the world champion, and he's just sprung a very dangerous trap. Now, if I don't know this, it can be very dangerous. But the fact that it's not a miracle. It's actually me being extremely tedious and going through every single possible transposition or sort of line that he could play in the Catalan. That's the first thing, okay? I need to, there's just so many things that so I think those are the main things. And then, okay, of course, and then the fact that my analysis is not at the level of a top player. In my game against Ferrugia, you need to understand that when I play the move queen to g3, I did not elaborate this during the game, this is a purely psychological move. If clearly people don't know anything about Ferrugia, his style, how to beat him, the way to beat him is to attack him. He really, really hates being attacked, and the main ways he loses is by being attacked. Now, we had a game in Miami where I got an attack, and he completely collapsed. And I studied previous games, knowing he attacked. So when I see the position, and I say queen g3, I think to myself, okay, I highly doubt, based on my intuitive feeling, that I'm losing here. I don't feel the need to calculate every single little variation because I'm confident that there's no way first he's going to take, and if he takes, he's going to be shared shitless. Okay? Okay, so that's this game. Now, after the games, first of all, you're extremely tired, and it's extremely difficult sometimes to recollect the things that you're talking about, the moves, the variations. You know, it's not like I'm coming in here full of energy, right? And especially in the analysis, okay, you can debate full of energy, but like, it's not. Sometimes you just forget things. So the notion that I simply can't speak about chess on a high level is completely ridiculous. I'm a very intuitive player. I made a gut call to play queen g3, and it paid off. And even if you look at the pattern of my games, you know, it's I'm clearly missing many chances, and it's extremely human chess. Now, okay. So this is, I think, is that everything about the interviews? Have I covered everything?
That's up to you.
No, I have because the interviews have been a key point. So that's just something I wanted to cover, that people are ridiculous about interviews. Okay, like my accent is, I can't even realize because I'm numb to it. But this is not a facade. I'm sorry. I just don't socialize much because I work so hard at chess. Like I'm literally sorry. I delete all social media. I sit inside. I study chess, and I leave to pick up my delivery food twice a day. That is my life. I enjoy it. Okay. And if my English is not as native as it is, sometimes I'm sorry, but when I speak to, let's say, an American friend, it comes right back. Right. It's something subconscious. So maybe now it's coming back. Anyways. So in terms of the interviews, that's fine, right? So now I noticed throughout social media, a lot of people who I once had respect for, who I once sort of looked up to, a lot of my heroes have decided to hop on this bandwagon. Now, there have been a lot of speculation, and there's been a lot of things said, and I think I'm the only one who knows the truth. So there's a few things that need to come to light. So first of all, there's the situation with chess.com. Now, people have said that my chess.com was banned twice. Okay, so this is what happened. When I was 12 years old, I was with a friend, and I was playing Title Tuesday. And I was playing, and he came over on an iPad with an engine, and I was 12 years old, and he said, you know, he started giving me the moves. I was a child. I had no idea what happened. Now, this happened once in an online tournament. I was just a child, and nothing happened then. Now, 4 years later, when I was 16 years old during my streaming career, in an absolutely ridiculous mistake, in unrated games, after that, when I was 12, I have never, ever in my life cheated in an over-the-board game, in an online tournament. They were in unrated games. And I'm admitting this, and I'm saying my truth because I do not want any misrepresentation. I am proud of myself that I learned from that mistake and now have given everything to chess. I have sacrificed everything for chess, and I do everything I can to improve. So I'm going to get started. Basically, I wanted to gain some rating. You know, I just wanted to get higher rated so I could play stronger players. So I cheated in random games on chess.com. Now, I was confronted. I confessed. And this is the single biggest mistake of my life. and I'm completely ashamed. And I'm telling the world because I do not want any misrepresentation, and I do not want rumors. I have never cheated in an over-the-board game. When I was 12 years old, I have never, ever, ever, and I would never do that. That is the worst thing I could ever do, cheat in a tournament with prize money. Now, I made that mistake, and this is something, it's not something I was doing consistently. Never when I was streaming did I cheat. Never did I misrepresent my strength. So I made this mistake. I was confronted by chess.com. I had fully admitted, and I stopped playing chess.com. Now, what I want people to know about this is that I'm deeply, deeply sorry for my mistake, and I know that my actions have consequences, and I suffer those consequences. During that time, I completely stepped away from a very lucrative streaming career. I stopped playing in all events, and I lost a lot of close friendships and relationships that meant a lot to me. So I assure you, maybe I did not suffer, but I'm putting myself in the public now. I could be ruining my reputation for my life, but I want to tell the truth. Now this happened. I'm deeply, deeply ashamed of it, but keep in mind, I was 16 years old. I never wanted to hurt anyone. These were random games. I would never could even fathom doing it in a real game. Now, unfortunately now, there has been a targeted attack, and some recent events have made it really, really difficult for me to not stop speaking. After the game against Magnus, obviously Magnus puts his tweet, clearly some insinuations, and then everyone starts to pile. I get an email from chess.com saying that they've privately removed access to my chess.com account, and that they have uninvited me from the Global Chess Championship. Now, 3 days ago, I met with someone very high up in chess.com at the Sinquefield Cup, had amazing, amazing words. But because of this game against Magnus, because of what he said, they have decided to completely remove me from their website. Now, this is after I have already fully admitted, and they have the best cheat detection in the world. They know that I'm not a cheater, and that I give everything to chess. I work so hard, and chess is my entire life, okay? Now, if they're going to try to think that I'm going to be silent about what has happened, it is completely ridiculous. I met with Danny Wrench in Miami, and Danny Wrench was the person who confronted me, and I was deeply, deeply indebted to him for handling the ban privately and giving me the chance to redeem myself. Now, after not playing in chess.com events, I went to over-the-board tournaments, and I decided to myself that the only way to make up for my mistake was to prove to myself and to prove to others that I could win myself. Now, that has been my mission, and that is why I've lived in a suitcase for 2 years. That is why I have played 260 games in 1 year. That is why I've training 12 hours a day, because I have something to prove. And now that chess.com has suddenly decided to hop on Magnus's insinuations, Hikaru's very direct accusations, now they see the opportunity, okay, we're just going to get rid of this. I believe that this is completely unfair. This is a targeted attack, and if you look at my games, this is not, it has nothing to do with my games. So why do you specifically, why does the CEO of chess come to me and say, we're looking forward to having the Global Chess Championship, we're looking forward to you playing on our events, and then right when I beat Magnus, they decide to remove my account and not let me play in the tournaments. This is absolutely ridiculous, and they've only done this because of what Magnus has said, what Hikaru says, and that the entire social media and chess world is completely attacking me and undermining me. And they maybe would think that I would be afraid to tell the entire world that I cheated in some random games, and I cheated in a tournament when I was 12 years old, but I'm not afraid. Because I know who I am, and I know the chess player that I am, and I know what I give to chess. So I'm not going to be scared, to be manipulated, and to be conspired against, to try to ruin my chess career when I know what has happened. So, you know, as far as Magnus, this is absolutely, the fact that he did it without saying it, he knew the insinuations that would follow. If you look at social media, every single platform, I'm getting thousands of messages, not thousands, sorry, there are thousands of tweets. Everyone is attacking me. And some people are defending me, and I really appreciate those. But when I see people attack me with absolutely zero evidence, people have zero, I'm the only person who knows what happened. And I'm telling you guys that this is the truth. Now, I really do not think that I would have the courage to say this, but some people, I'm very thankful to the people who helped me make this decision. And you know what? This is the truth, and I would really, and now Magnus can, and Hikaru, Hikaru, I've never ever cheated against you in an online game. Never happened. And the most ridiculous part, this is that the same players that in this tournament are insinuating that I'm cheating have also made insinuations about people who are making insinuations about me. So let's just say the people who are saying these things about me, they're not that innocent themselves. So it's very ridiculous. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but the main thing that I want to say is that I am not going to let chess.com, I'm not going to let Magnus Carlsen, I'm not going to let Hikaru Nakamura, the three arguably biggest entities in chess, simply slander my reputation, because the question is, why are you going to remove me from chess.com right after I beat Magnus? Just what's with the timing? So I would, first of all, again, I'm deeply, deeply sorry for what has happened. It is the biggest single regret of my life. And even now, to look back on it, I can now recognize myself. To give context, I was 16 years old. I don't want to make excuses, but I was living alone in New York City. It was the peak of the pandemic. And at that, I have been financially independent since I was 16 years old. I left my family, and I was living alone at 16. I had rent to pay, and I wanted to, and I was willing to do anything to grow my stream. So, of course, I made a childish mistake, and I will have to live with that. But I'd rather live with that with everyone knowing the truth instead of people making simple, speculation about me, because this is the full truth, and I'd like to see if everyone else can actually tell their truth.
When chess.com sends you this email, did they give a reasoning?
No reason.
They just informed you?
No reason. They said, I tried to log in my chess.com account. I wanted to check the games, and they said, I couldn't log in, sending me email. A few hours later, they have rescinded we have privately, so they didn't want to ban me publicly because then they have to give a reason. And they think that they can scare me because they think that I'm not going to talk about it because I'm afraid to admit this. But this is an online, I did this when I was 12 years old. And then other times I did, it was not even in over the World Tournament, it was not even in a prize money online tournament, it was in absolutely random games. And I understand that some people might lose respect for me for this, but it is my greatest mistake, and everything I've done in the past few years has been to make up for that mistake. And that is my entire purpose as a chess player, is to prove to myself and to others that I'm trying to do better. And I hope that my results and my commitment and my hard work has shown that I have learned from this, and that I learned my lesson.
Hans, how does it feel to play the rest of the tournament knowing that everything here is surrounding the Sinquefield Cup? Magnus left, and clearly something is happening. How are you able to focus?
Because obviously after the game, I open social media and I can't get my eyes off it because every single person in their whole family has an opinion, and of course you sort of get dragged into it. And I'm reading it, and it's obviously was really disheartening seeing so many people. And, I would like to say this is one anecdote. When I was 8 years old, Magnus Carlsen came to an exhibition in California, and my mom took me there. I just started, or maybe I was 9. I just started playing chess, and he was doing a blindfold simul, and there was an auction to bid on it. And when they were bidding on it, it got up to $1,000, and it became too much. And my mom was like, no, if you really, really want it, we'll do it. She was going to make a financial sacrifice so I could play. And I said, no, Mom. One day I'm going to play him for free. Okay? And instead, I got assigned big chess piece, and that happened. But to me, to see my hero, to see my absolute hero try to target, try to ruin my reputation, ruin my chess career, and to do it in such a frivolous way is really, really disappointing. Because you spend your entire life looking up to someone, and then you meet them, and then my dream came true. I lived my dream for a day, beating Magnus, and then all of this happened. So. I'm sorry, I forgot what your initial question was.
How do you focus on the Sinquefield Cup?
Well, when I sit on the board, it's pure, it's all chess. So even today, maybe there were moments during the game where my mind wandered, but when I'm playing chess, that's all there was on my mind, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Does this bothering you fuel you? Does it make you angry and hungry?
It absolutely fuels me. My fuel has always been. Maybe not anger, but spite has been a strong fuel for me. When I was started to play chess in the Netherlands, my school teacher told me I wasn't good enough, and that certainly fueled me. I've always been one to prove people wrong, and this absolutely fuels me, and this makes me want to win the tournament even more. And I can come to the game, I can completely strip. You want to do any fair play check to me you want, I don't care, because I know that I'm clean, and they could literally tell me the most ridiculous thing. If they want me to strip fully naked, I'll do it. I don't care, because I know that I'm clean, and I'm willing to subject myself. You want me to play in a closed box with zero electric transmission? I don't care. Name whatever you guys want. I'm here to win, and that's going to be my goal regardless.
Hans, very candid words. Guys, any questions?
On the contrary, a very heartfelt interview. Your emotion spoke for itself. Hans, all we can say is enjoy your free day, stay away from social media, and keep your head in the game.
Yeah, I think much of this needed to be said, and I think it's very good that it has been said. Yeah, thanks for coming in and doing this.
Yeah, and I just, before I go, I just thank you guys for giving me the chance to speak. And I'm sure many people are going to be seeing this, and I just would like to hope that everyone keeps an open mind and understands that chess is my entire life, and I've sacrificed everything for this game, and I'm willing to do anything to improve myself and to improve at chess. So this is, I'm sorry, but the chess is everything to me. So I think that's all I need to say.
Absolutely, you've said plenty, Hans. Thanks for joining us here. Guys, we're coming up on a rest day. Hans still on +1, trying to win this tournament.
Yes, he is. And again, Peter, very heartfelt words.
Yeah, it feels like we really should not be talking right now. This needs to be how this broadcast ends, because like we are not adding any value to what Hans said here.
Hans, a draw here against MVL, a player that you fought a lot in Blitz. How did it feel going against him in classical chess?
Maybe I was like, wait, there's so many moves. I was like, even just looking at this position made my head hurt. And I was just like, okay, if he plays 94,
94 here,
then
right?
I'll think. No, if I play 94, maybe. But I was just even struggling to just, like, I'm sorry, but I cannot, you know, before, you know, to play chess, you need to be in such a serene state, you know? You need to sleep well. You need to not be on social media 5 hours a day. You need to, like, go to the game with a clear mind. And you need to be, like, calm.
You have to pull a Yasser.
You have to. You can't be like, you know, have a million different things entering your head at once. And even, you know, before this Wesley game, I was told actually just to force a draw, because playing chess in these conditions is simply, no one can do this. And I didn't do that, and I paid the price. But, you know, anyways, I think it happened. But after 95, I was this Rook D8. Maybe I'm lying. You can take. Oh, maybe am I getting mated? Wow, that's
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Wait, but the Rook on D1 is hanging, no? With check.
Yes.
And then I can. I'm sorry. Is this like a joke? Is it like a prank? Like, can't I take the Rook? Like, I'm sorry.
It's just a draw.
It's just a draw.
Yeah. Okay. You're spending too much time with the computers. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. I think this variation speaks for itself. Like, this is. No, but of course I saw that Rook D6, but I usually assume, like, if Rook D6 is happening and I'm taking a Rook, and the Rook and G5 is hanging, I can't imagine a situation where I'm losing. So
That's
I think
true.
that wasn't. I think that was a logical way for me. I don't know if it was necessary to calculate this far.
No, and then you made a very comfortable draw. After the move Queen E4, did you feel you were rather safe?
Yeah, if the Rooks are traded, it's just like I don't think I need to even verbalize the mental pressure and everything that's going on. Like, maybe only I can understand this, or people who have been through similar things, but I assure you, playing chess, doing something, sitting there for 5 hours, trying to keep a clear head, trying to compete. Even this is my first super tournament of my life, so this is extremely difficult. But, you know, I love chess and I'm just enjoying playing, but I wouldn't be lying if I'm just really hoping for this. I really just, I can't play chess anymore. This is to play chess under these conditions is absolutely ridiculous.
For Hans, given the last couple of years of travel, isolation, and now this drama, do you have a support network to lean on?
You know,
people that you can go to.
Well, I live a pretty isolated life. To be honest, and that's by choice. So I will say that I have received an insane amount of messages. I think every single person that I've ever met or even played in chess has sent me a message. And honestly, all positive. Maybe 1 out of 100 are negative. So at the early moments, when people were sending these positive messages after my first interview, this was obviously really, it was nice to see. And some articles were written.
Yasser, you had a second question?
Yeah. Do you have a coach? Do you have somebody you work with? Do you have a coach?
I don't. Yes, but I would not like to reveal the.
That's good enough for us.
That's good enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it good?
I have coach, advisor, the term mentor. You know, it's. I have people helping me. I decided after 4 years
we're
of
not really
coach,
after
maybe I
names,
should
we
get
do.
one.
Hans, it's the end of your first super tournament. What did you think of your play?
In the game or overall?
Overall.
Well, I think I have mixed feelings about my play, obviously, because the beginning was starting. I think my first 4 games I was so happy with, and I think in the first 4 games I could even scored 4-4 based on the chances, and I was winning in every single one of those games. And then after that, I just the pressure of playing my first super tournament combined with everything, it was a lot to handle, and I wasn't able to manage my nerves, and in many critical moments, I just completely choked. So obviously, the second half was very difficult to play such strong opposition under such pressure on and off the board. But I think, considering the circumstances, the fact that I have survived is a miracle. So I'm very happy with, at least maybe not this game, but it's over. And okay, 50%, if you include the Magnus win, with considering the circumstances, I think is a very good result. And I think that if I could play with a clear mind and no drama, I'm sure I would have done much better.
Before the tournament, did you imagine yourself scoring 50% in the first try against these 2,700 plus?
I imagine scoring higher than that. So.
The next super tournament you're going to play is the US Championship. We can definitely call it a super tournament. What place are you expecting to get in it?
I'm expecting to play my best chess and to improve upon this. And if this is any representation of my potential, I think that the US Championship is going to be even more impressive considering this experience and considering that I think I'm going to be in a much better mental place during that event.
Right. Yasser, I'm being told, has a question to jump in with.
Actually, I have 2. First of all, the tumult that occurred off the board, that was terrible, but at least it provided us with 2 moments of gaiety, I want to say. One, you were coming into the playing hall with some chewing gum, man, and like, you got wanted on that chewing gum like it was, you know, the high secrets. And then the other one was yesterday, we had a quad of ladies who showed up to express their great support. Your reflections, first of all, with the ladies.
Well, I actually found it after the game. I did not notice that. Yeah, that was certainly an interesting surprise. And I saw someone made a Reddit post about that. You know, someone really is desperate for Reddit karma.
Yes, it's very important numbers.
Like Alejandro, I've seen him, he's farming Reddit karma like crazy, you know, as a commenter.
Oh, yes.
And he finally saw the chance to post. Because you've just been lurking in the Reddit comments for a while now. I think that is the first time in chess that that's ever happened. And as I said in my interview with Anastasia, I think that this tournament will go down in history. And I think when people look back on my career, and I'm going to have a very, very long career.
It's apparently on the screen. I was definitely farming the Reddit
yeah,
upvotes.
You really look like you were enjoying yourself there. I think.
But I had to run because we have a 7-minute break between here at the studio.
And that is the only time I've seen you run, Alejandro. Even when
you know what? We played tennis. I made you run.
No. Even when we play tennis, you don't run.
Excuse me. Who won? Who won that match?
It's not because you play. You play tennis like Wesley plays chess.
Risk averse.
You just like. But the thing is that you can't run. So you're very smart with the placement. I'll tell you, the placement. You're hitting to my backhand every single time, and you got lucky. It was our first set, and hadn't played in like a year.
Technique too strong. The tennis speaks for itself. There's so many things I can say right now. Incredible.
Yeah, but okay. The main point is obviously this is the highlight of your commentary. You're waiting just for this moment, right?
Yes.
Finally, in chess, it's an interesting concept because if you look at a lot of major sports, this is certainly a common thing, right? Mm-hmm. But chess, to have like groupies, is a bit, or fangirls, if that term is denominatory, is certainly unique. And personally, I think it's interesting for sure. I don't know what to say here. Thank you for being my fans, and I will definitely not cut my hair now because I really love my hair, and the previous times I've cut it were all by influence of a girl, so I'm not going to let that mistake repeat itself.
Hans, you have fabulous hair. Everybody knows curly hair is the best hair.
Yes, it does.
Hans, I have to echo what you said. This will go down as a tournament in history above anything else. I have done commentary for the Sinquefield Cup since it started in 2013, and never have I seen the amount of attention that this one has gotten. And is there anything that you would finally like to add?
Well, first of all, the fact that I'm even playing this tournament was pure chance. There was a last-minute dropout, and then I was selected, which was not guaranteed, and then I made a trip from Turkey, very far and very tiring. So the fact that the last 3 weeks seem like it's parallel universe, it doesn't make any sense to me, because this wild card to Miami for no reason, and even there, chess speaks for itself, and that went crazy. And the last, it just felt like quite crazy. But I'm very thankful, first of all, to Rex and Jeannie Sinquefield for everything they've done in chess. Like this invitation will definitely have a significant impact on my career, and we'll see if that is positive or negative, and that's to be determined. But I'm just very happy to play this tournament, and I wish that I could have done better, but I think that I showed that I can play with the best of the best, and regardless of the result, I think that that's something that no one can deny.
Hans, we will see you very soon here at the U.S. Championships. Can't wait for those games to start. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hans. Indeed, our congratulations for your success in this tournament, and we look forward to your play in this year's U.S. Championships. We've got a lot of great